Take a look around you. This is the LINQ Promenade in Las Vegas. But what you're standing on didn't always look like this. Today, you're going to see its bars, restaurants, a giant observation wheel, and people drifting through in t-shirts. But this stretch of the strip started life in 1959 as a roadside motel called the Flamingo Capri. Over the decades, it became one of the most talked about, controversial, and oddly nostalgic hotels in Vegas history. In this 360 walk, we're going from the high roller right down to the strip. And as you look around, I'll tell you what used to stand here, what changed, what went wrong, and how it became what you see today. Before we start though, I want to give a quick shout out to viewer Chris Apple 1931, who's getting married by Mini Elvis this September. If ever there was a place for that sentence to make perfect sense, it's here. Let's walk. So, as I already said, take a look around you. It feels modern, doesn't it? Bars, music, restaurants, that huge wheel turning slowly behind us. But this patch of the strip didn't start like this at all. Back in October 1959, this was a roadside motel called the Flamingo Capri. Proper motor court Vegas. Drive up, park outside your room, maybe walk next door to the Flamingo. Vegas was still very much a car town back then. It wasn't mega resorts and indoor canals. It was neon, asphalt, optimism. Then in 1971, a construction guy called Ralph Engelstad bought the place. And that's when it stopped being simple. He added a casino in the early 70s, built new wings, kept expanding. By 1977, there was a high-rise tower sticking up where once there'd just been a low motel block. And here's a very Vegas detail. Some of the original motel buildings were reportedly moved off-site and reused elsewhere. Nothing wasted. That's how the land works here. If it's valuable, it evolves. In 1979, the name changed to Imperial Palace. Big Asian palace theme, dragons, gold, pagoda-style trim. It wasn't trying to be the fanciest hotel on the strip. It was aiming squarely at the middle. Central, affordable, busy. Always busy. And over time, it grew into this chaotic, stitched-together giant. Towers added, power doors extended, rooms stacked wherever they'd fit. If you ever heard someone say, that place feels like a maze, that's probably why. It didn't come up in one big master plan. It just came up in little bits and pieces. But people remembered. Legends and concert ran there for decades. The tribute acts before tribute acts were everywhere. And the auto collections. The car museum upstairs became one of those proper old Vegas side attractions. Classic cars, dealer showroom, half museum, half sales floor. Anyone who came in the 90s or early 2000s tends to smile when you mention it. No, the Imperial Palace also carried some heavier history. In the late 1980s, Engelstad became infamous for keeping a private room filled with Nazi memorabilia. Reports of Hitler birthday parties surfaced. Nevada gaming regulators stepped in hard. There was a public apology, a major fine, a lot of reputational damage, and none of that's rumor. It's all well documented. It's one of those moments where Vegas realized private eccentricities can become very public problems. There was also lawsuits over some security incidents and employment discrimination through the 80s and 90s. Again, all well documented. The Imperial Palace wasn't just cheap and cheerful, it was pretty dang complicated on top of it. And yet, for many people, it was just a center strip property. Good location, decent price, slightly rough around the edges, but overall, full of life. By 2005, Harrah's, which later became Caesars Entertainment, bought the property for $370 million. And the next question was, what the hell do you do with this thing? Demolish it? Rebuild it? Or try to give it a new identity? For a while, it went through an awkward teenage phase. Became the Quad, big letter Q on the building, no theme, and that was kind of always a placeholder name, because the real plan wasn't just the hotel. It was this, the LINQ Promenade. An open-air corridor with bars, restaurants, entertainment, and at the end, the high roller, the observation wing. That opened back in 2014 and immediately gave this part of the strip a new focal point. So instead of pulling people through a casino floor, Caesars built a street and actually wanted people to walk down it. The quad became the LINQ Hotel and Experience, and alongside a huge renovation budget, new target market, younger, more social, less dragons, more day drinking. And that, folks, is how a 1959 motor court motel became this modern district you're standing in now. As for the rumors, there were ghost stories about the Imperial Palace. Every older strip hotel has ghost stories. No evidence, obviously, but some people love it. Former staff described the back of house areas as a maze. And that part's believable, given how it came up in just these giant chunks. And of course, you'll hear the usual celebrity spotting stories. When you're central and affordable for decades, everyone's going to pass through at some point. But when it's all stripped back, the real story is simpler. This has never stayed the same. It just adapts. Motel to palace, palace to placeholder, placeholder to promenade. Guys, if you really liked this video, hit a like, drop a subscribe. We love to see you all here on the channel, and leave me any comments you have.